Hello and welcome to Real Auto Reviews. My name is Syed Shiraz Shah, and if this is the first time you're coming to my channel, let me tell you that this series, okay, the highway review series, is sort of my patented series, okay. Only I make these videos, but I'm sure slowly but surely there would be others too who would get inspired and put in this kind of hard work. Okay, so for first time watchers, I would like to tell you that this is primarily a video that I make for internal combustion engine cars and motorcycles, okay. And in those videos, okay, I primarily tell you the RPM at cruising speeds and the outside noise at those speeds, okay. And of course sometimes I would tell you about the stability at high speeds. All right, so of course this does not have an internal combustion engine, so we would not be talking about the revs in top gear at cruising speeds. This would be a comparatively shorter video, okay, because the only major thing that you would want to know is how much of the outside noise is coming inside the cabin, okay. So in these videos I generally start from 80 kilometers per hour, so that's what I'll do. All right, at 80. Okay, by the way, okay, and I say this in every highway review, so there are three kinds of outside noises, all right: wind noise, tire slash, road noise, and engine noise. So of course there is zero engine noise here because there is no engine, all right. And wait a second. All right, so there is no, of course, engine, so there is no engine noise. Now the road slash tire noise and wind noise would always depend on where you're driving. So for example, this expressway is primarily made of cement slash concrete, okay. So in every car you would hear a bit more road noise than you would say while driving on tarmac, all right. Same goes for wind noise. Around expressways there is a lot of empty space, of course, and it also depends upon where exactly you are positioned on the expressway. For example, if you are here, ideally you should not be cruising in this lane. Keep this only for overtaking, okay. So you would get that extra just a bit of more wind noise, because eventually you're cutting through air, all right. And you have these guardrails, and then you have the trees as well. So if you understand a bit of science, you would know that all these factors, for example, on regular highways, okay, you have those so you do not have these kind of guardrails. You have, what do you call that? I don't have the term for that, okay. But then okay, the common word that we use here in India is railings. All right, so yeah, you do have that. They create a buffeting sound more than these guardrails and these but yeah, trees are the same everywhere anyway. So I digress, but the point is the environment around you, the noise would depend upon the environment around you, as simple as that. But it would not be vastly different than what I'm going to show in this video, all right. So let's bring it down to 80. At 80, there, like I said, that there is no engine noise, because there is no engine. There is just a bit of road noise, surprisingly. Okay, so there is, all right, I have to tell you this, and I say this in every video. In these premium cars, okay, even in say something like a Range Rover SV that used to cost 5 crores in India, okay, you do not hear wind noise as such. You do hear a faint whistle, all right. You hear that in every car, and of course that faint whistle gets prominent as you come down the ladder, the price ladder. Okay, so for example, in 10 lakh rupee cars, you would hear that. Okay, that would be louder, and then as you go up the ladder, okay, that whistle would come, would go down. I would say proportionately, okay, as far as the classes of the cars, rise up. Okay, in this one, I am a tad disappointed that I'm hearing that whistle a bit more than I was expecting. Is it problematic? No, not yet. Let's take it to 100. See, okay, at 100, thankfully, there is no perceptible increment as such. Okay, so yeah, that's good news. Even at 109, 110, no perceptible increment. This is why you have, you are compelled to overtake from the left, because jackasses like these, okay, would not budge. That's a good chap. Okay, so okay, now I was talking about, that. So I was able to hear that typical wind noise for a brief second. Okay, because it's a windy day, you can hear, you can see the trees. Okay, you can see the trees enjoying that wind. Okay, I'm sure you can see that. And of course, okay, I am at a reasonable speed, so yes, intermittently I can hear that noise, but it's not disturbing at all. All right, that whistle has not increased. I would say it has not increased. There is no perceptible difference. I'll just take it to 120, 130 and wind up the video, because I don't want to make this a long video. Come on, dude. All right. Okay. There is a bit of increment in that whistle, and I can hear, the other part of that wind noise. Okay. Let's see. Okay, no, not much. Okay, yeah, so the conclusion is, the good news is that even at 130, 120, 130, okay, now 140, okay, there is not an obnoxiously, high increment in the outside noise coming in. Again, it's basically the wind noise only. Okay, there is almost zero increment in road/tire noise. Okay, so that is never going to be a problem. Good job, Volvo. Wind noise, let's see. Okay, at 150, that whistle has increased, but is it problematic? No. And this is the top speed. The car is beautifully stable, all right. And the good news is that, and I'm sure you can hear it as well, that whistle, okay, / wind noise has not increased excessively. So yes, the crux of the matter is, you can, if the law permits you, you can maintain, even 180 kilometers per hour in countries that do permit that kind of speed on expressways. In India, 120 is generally the max that you see on some expressways. Of course, in between, people do want to, whenever they get a clearer patch and they are cruising, they are undertaking a 500 kilometer or 1,000 kilometer journey, okay, just to break the monotony, they take the vehicle up to 140, 150 and then bring it down. I would suggest, please do not do that. I did a 1,500 kilometer trip way back in 2022 in the Volvo S60. I had the cruise control set at 100 all the time, okay, and whenever I felt, and I was driving solo, so whenever I felt that, okay, it's getting monotonous, okay, I pulled over, took a break and then continued. So yeah, the crux is that this is a beautiful car on the highways, on the expressways, absolutely stable, okay, let's say, see, beautifully stable. So I was saying that, let's say you want to change a lane at 140, 150. In fact, this tells me that changing lanes even at 180 would be a very confident affair, would be a breeze. But please don't do that, all right? But yeah, my job is to tell you that this would not back out. This would not be nervous. This car would not make you nervous. This is, talking about safety in a Volvo is like talking about theism with God. Like, they invented it, right? Like most parts of it. So anyway, this is a brilliant car for touring, okay, beautifully stable. And of course, initially I thought that, at 80 there was a bit more wind noise than I was expecting, but thankfully it did not grew it did not increase exponentially, and so that's great news. So yeah, if you're planning to go touring in this car, yeah, you sit inside the car, right? Please go ahead and do that. You'll love every bit of it. So yeah guys, that was the video. Do hit that like button, do hit the subscribe button as well, all right, if you haven't subscribed already, that is, and do leave a comment. Did I already say that? And if you have a question, then yeah, do ask me in the comment section below. If you do not have a question, please do leave a comment still and tell me if you like the video, and yeah, and do that hype thingy as well. And I shall see you soon in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.